Hi friends, welcome to my channel where I've been talking about recovery. Today we're going to be talking about step 4. Step 4 reads, we took a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. So what does that mean, right? We're going to find out what's going on in here. What makes us tick, why we do the things we do, and find out our part in situations. I'm going to just read one little part of the book here, the big book, on resentments, because that's going to be the first thing that we do is list resentments on our 4th step. It says, resentment is the #1 offender. It destroys more alcoholics than anything else. From it stem all forms of spiritual disease, for we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. Okay, so we can't afford to have resentments as alcoholics, because I've seen so many people, have like a little resentment against someone or something, and they get angry, and then of course they go and drink. So yeah, definitely we want to watch the resentments. In step 4, we're going to take an inventory, and it's going to be the same kind of inventory as like a business would take, just to find out what we're dealing with and what's going on. So the first thing we're going to do for step 4 is we're going to list all our resentments. Now, when I started this process, I didn't think I had any resentments. I actually didn't even really know what that meant. But I found out as I sat down with pen and paper, I found out that I did have quite a bit of resentments. And resentments can be people, it could be places, it could be situations, it could be anything that you resent, anything that you're angry at, or maybe you're hurt by. I know for my parents, I put them down as my resentments, and I was more like hurt by them. I actually was angry too, but it could be angry or hurt. In the big book on page 65, there's going to be an example of how to write a 4th step. When I first started this process, it just seemed so difficult to me for some reason. It seemed very complex, and I didn't know like how to do it. And I think part of that was just because I didn't want to do it. I was afraid of what I was going to find. I was afraid that I was going to see that a lot of things that happened were my fault, or at least I had a part in them. So we're going to write down all our resentments, and then the second, that's in one column, first column. Second column, we're going to write down the cause. So in this example, it just says, I'm resentful at Mr. Brown, and the cause is his attention to my wife. And then after that, on the third column, we're going to write down what that affects. So it's going to either affect our self-esteem, our security, our ambitions, or our personal or sex relations which had been interfered with. So in this example with Mr. Brown, it says his attention to my wife, so it affects his sex relations and self-esteem. It also has in parentheses for self-esteem, fear. A lot of things just boil down to 2 things, and that's going to be love and fear. Sorry, I'm thirsty. So yeah, we're going to make our list, and we're going to do those 3 columns. And then this is when it gets tricky, is on the 4th column, we're going to write down our part in the situation, because this is our inventory. It's nobody else's. We want to find out what our part in it, and like maybe think about what we could have done differently. And we want to save this 4th step too, because we're going to use it again in the 8th step. So when we're looking at the the fourth column. I'm sorry, yeah, the fourth column. We're going to find our part. So the whole point of this is just to clean our side of the street. Now, so and so they could have done horrible things to you and things like that, but we're taking our inventory. So we're finding out what our part is. I think I already said that. But it is just a truth-finding process. We want to find the truth of what goes on. And then we're also going to do a fear list after the resentments. And then there's a sex inventory. And what a sex inventory is just basically, it's not like a list of people you slept with or something like that. It's just going to be like your motives of, you know, why you had these sex relations and things like that. So these things, I am just doing like a quick outline, but these things should be done with a sponsor. They can guide you through the process and, you know, make sure that, you know, if you have any questions, you can ask your sponsor. So yeah, that is basically step 4. And if anybody has any questions or comments, please leave a comment below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you.